Li Chang Ni Hao everyone, Ni Hao Da Jia. I know it has been a long time since I did a video, so I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas. I'm about to go to a Christmas party at my school, but before that I wanted to rant about something. Right now I am at a Luckin Coffee. Luckin Coffee is in Shanghai the main competitor of Starbucks, and it's very different. You order with an app, and you have to have that app, so it's not very user-friendly for visitors, for tourists, but most locals have an app and you can just order, and then when you go to your Luckin Coffee nearby, then it's ready and you can just take it and you don't have to wait in line, and you also don't really have to talk to the staff. So I feel a bit bad for the staff because people just take their stuff and leave, and they get a big rush hour in the morning. But yeah, I come here sometimes because it's cheaper than Starbucks, but it's not so nice to like sit inside. Like, it's not very inviting to spend time here. And also Starbucks has soy milk, and I like my donai latte because I don't support the mistreatment of cows. So yeah, anyway, I'm here now and I will talk to you about something that bugs me a lot, and that is about the cheating in China, or rather the culture of cheating. My school's trying really hard to ban cheating in all types of ways, but still students try. So, and it is definitely a Chinese problem, and people cheat in tremendous proportions, and there is a whole culture of cheating because people think it's okay because other people do it, and it's really quite bad. So somebody once told me that in China there is a saying, or in Chinese there is a saying, that is, if you can cheat your way, then you should do it. I'm not sure if that's true because I don't know what it would sound like in Chinese, but it is true when you look at schools and how they operate, that cheating is a big business, and also in a literal sense, because there are people who make lots of money off of other people cheating. People pay for other people to write their college entry essays. People pay for having fake recommendation letters written for them, and all sorts of stuff that people from the West really frown upon. But here, some people do it and they don't even feel guilty because everybody does it. People tell me that in most schools in China, students cheat. And they cheat in a variety of ways. For example, a parent can pay a teacher to give the student a high grade. If you want an A on your exam, you don't need to study. You just need to have a mommy or a daddy who is willing to give the teacher a nice bag, or a purse, or a wallet, or just money, a red packet. So you can bribe people. We see that as bribing. But here it's like everybody does it, so it's normal, at least in some schools. My school is a very, I want to say, good school, because our school doesn't allow any cheating whatsoever. It is in the contracts of the teachers that you cannot take any bribes, and nobody does. The students are overall quite honest. They teach them about academic honesty. They always produce their own work, and if not, then there are definitely some severe consequences. But a lot of schools, even high schools that are our competitors, they don't really have a system like that in place. There's not a strict check on plagiarism. Maybe students are not educated about plagiarism, so what that means is something that, well, maybe students in China don't realize that plagiarism is a bad thing, because from a young age they haven't been told about it, and they've just been okay with taking and sharing. And so academic integrity is something that you have to really teach your students, and our school does that. But I have a friend, for example, who she went to a university in the United States, and she told me in a very casual way that she had somebody else write her application essay for her entry essay. So that personal statement was not her personal statement. She just paid someone to do that, and that is how she got into university. And she told me this so casually that to her it wasn't embarrassing or something to be ashamed of, something that I think back home people wouldn't be sharing with anyone for fear of judgment, right? But it's seen as so normal, and universities in the United States by now know about this. So they're very strict, and many of my students who are writing their own essays and fighting and doing their best to get into these top universities, they already have a bias against them. And that is because the reality is that many people do cheat their way into a college, that they don't write their own stuff. Even when they're in college, they don't do their own assignments. You can pay people to do your work. And because so many people do it or have done it in the past, there's this big bias working against my students, and they have to work twice as hard to prove themselves and to prove that their work is theirs. So my students who, well, I have to say, they're really smart, clever individuals who really deserve to be in such a university. And some are being accepted as we speak. We've had some great news. Some students are going to very good universities, but I don't want to say too much because I don't want you guys to know which school I work for. But I'm so happy and so proud of these students. But they did that work themselves. And I'm already worried about what will happen once they go to the US because, yeah, maybe their teachers will wonder, how did they get in here, right? Did they cheat their way in or did they do it themselves? Because Chinese people are now known for this. And also, maybe their classmates will wonder and have a bias and think, you know, how did they get in? How did they get in? So there is already a sense of mistrust or distrust. I'm an English teacher. It's not fair. And it's funny how people don't seem to understand that sometimes. I bring this up to my friends, my Chinese friends, and they're like, yeah, welcome to China. This is normal here. But it shouldn't be normal. It's so wrong. I mean, what if this student does get into a university with his fake letters and his letter that he didn't write himself, this essay? I mean, what is he going to do then? Keep on paying people to do work for him? That's not how it works in the West, you know? I do realize that part of the reason why so many Chinese students want to go to college in the United States is because universities in China are also very rigged. Not all of them, but many. You basically just pay for your degree, you don't really have to do your work, and people, when they've paid the money, they feel like, okay, now I get my diploma in return, right? My high school doesn't work like that, but some high schools do, and the system is just rigged. So that's why many companies, when you have a resume, on your resume that you went to a university abroad, they'd rather hire you than someone with a Chinese university on their resume because it just means more. It means that you've probably done your own work and you probably know your trade. And when a person comes from a Chinese university, they recently graduated from a university here, you don't always know that they really actually learned a lot or just, you know, got their diploma because they paid admission fees, tuition fees. So I really hope that this changes, and I know that it is changing, but right now my school is one of the few schools that care about such issues. So I hope that in the future, and I'm pretty sure that in the future, this has to change, but it's something that needs to change on a grand scale. And right now, my generation and the generation of people older than me, they don't really understand that plagiarism, what plagiarism is, that it is bad, that you shouldn't pay for diplomas. You know, it just really defeats the purpose of a diploma, if you ask me. And it's gonna just take time. Anyway, I'll stop complaining now because it is almost Christmas. So it is time for a happy end. I'll drink my coffee, go to my Christmas party, and maybe in the near future I will do a video about Hong Kong, because that's where I'm headed tomorrow with my fellow teacher from South Africa. We're gonna have a great time, I hope. And what I will also do, I will reveal now, in the very near future I will be doing videos about dating in Shanghai, because yes, Mom, believe it or not, I've been trying. I've been on so many dates and no success because very single. So I am working on lots of episodes together with my friend Amber and my friend Erin, two local ladies, and we rant and we complain and we talk about how awful it is to date in Shanghai. But you guys will have to wait until it's 2019 to see those. I know, I look ridiculous, but the thing is, I'm used to it now. In Shanghai, people stare at me anyway, so I don't care. I'm happy. It's almost 2019. So, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thank you for watching, and yeah, may there be many more videos to come.